All right, warm-ups are underway as we get ready for JV1 Knights action versus the Saints JV1. Davis Tang will be in nets for the Saints. Maze, I've been corrected. Maze will be the backup for the Saints. We'll see who will be in net for the Knights. Either Pauscher or Russo. Russo will start taking the warm-ups. Knights coming in at 1-0-1 in the round robin so far. Getting a tie from that called game earlier when the Zamboni doors broke. Guess that was more of a fill-in team from the Saints. Aren't eligible to play tomorrow, so I don't know how the points will break down anyways. Knights get a win. 5 points should put them into the finals no matter what. A little bit longer of a warm-up, 3:28 still remaining. They have been running just 3 minutes, but having an ice issue down here in the far left corner where the Knights are at. Watched the last game, they were midway through the second and it was still wet, so give them a little bit more time. Hopefully that ice can solidify. It was nice and cool in here this morning when we arrived, and they turned the heaters on, and holy cow. It's like a sauna up here on the top of these bleachers. JV2 will come up afterwards. They'll play the Ice Hawks. Getting an 11-4 victory earlier this afternoon. Looked really good. Lefevre with 4 goals. Mason Barnes with 3. Neal filled in, playing a little defense, a position he's Hasn't played since he was a squirt for one game. He had a couple goals. Mason Morrow had a goal. So the Knights were rolling offensively, and they had a lot of penalties and still spent a ton of time in the attack zone, even a body or sometimes two bodies down. So a lot of forechecking going on. Richter looked outstanding with his forechecks. Hopefully they can continue that momentum. I've been really impressed with the forechecking from both teams today. If the other team's going to stand there looking at the puck, by gosh, go after them and get them and see if you can get a turnover. And that's exactly what the Knights did and led to a lot of shots on goal, which led to a huge point differential on the scoreboard. Trent, the shot blocker Smith, is joining us again. He'll help out in this one, and he'll bring us home in the JV game.
Great to be here to help you out.
Glad to have that support system. Got the mobile camera out there. Russo's walking around with that. Hey, can you hold that thing a little more steady, Josh? I know, he's over here on this thing and walking into the bench. That gives us cool pictures. There it is. Walking onto the bench. He'll get some pictures there as coach gives him the final talk after the players return to the bench. There's Carter Morrison taking some photos from the bench. Arnie's around here somewhere taking some other photos. We get a lot of great pictures from those two. Fill in the Facebook pages. Great that they do that for us. All right, Saints come out. JJ will be there at center, number 21 for the Saints. McIntyre's in there. Knights will bring out Smith, Larson, and Wiebe on the forward line. Goins and Preza will get the start on the defense. We're lined up, ready to go. And the puck dropped and we're underway. Saints will win this face-off. They'll bring it down, dump it straight to Russo. He gets the starts for the Knights. Now tipped by Wiebe out into the neutral zone. JJ will race back for it, sends it over near side. Bo's going to come crashing in there. Scatabo. And he'll battle for the puck down in the corner. Wiebe sends it to Goins. Goins will send a shot, tipped and goes wide of the net. Larson back down below the net, along with Smith. Saints will clear it up to Wilson. Wilson will get it to JJ. He'll bring it in up the left-hand side, barely onside. Takes a shot. Russo with a glove save. They'll blow it dead. Face off in the Knight zone, just underway. And for some reason, the clock's still running. Guess they're not going to stop him anymore. I don't know.
Tell you what, that was a good fundamental stop by Weston. Having your glove down there to reach for that pad, that eliminates any other rebounds off that pad. Because as we've seen earlier in previous games, rebounds can kill.
Russo with another save. Another face-off in the Knight zone. This is Neal in there along with Fortner and Busher. Goins and Praisel stay in on the defense. This time they stop the clock, so maybe that was a mistake. Face off won by Neal over to Fortner. Fortner has it tipped away. Busher will bring it in up the left. Fortner right to the front for the rebound. Tang with the save. Pops high up into the air. Neal with the back check, gets the steal, sends it back into the Saint zone. Now they'll come D to D over to this near side. Fortner will give chase. Saints will dump it. They're not going to call icing on that. Praisel will grab it from behind the net. Chipped up the boards to Fortner. Can't get it past Payne. Now he'll regain control. Forward check by Valentine. Payne will poke at it. Knights can't get it cleared. Now slapped down by Praisel. Praisel will kick it out in the neutral zone. Neal will chase. Davis will chase. Slap straight up in the air. Now cleared by the Saints. Stolen off of Chikaine's stick. Saints will bring it down into the corner. Nice body work there by Goins. Grabbed by Chikaine. Whoops. There's that wet ice that's still down there. He went to sling a pass and the puck stayed in one spot. Now battle for it up front. Russo will jump on top of it and they'll blow a dead face off in the Knight zone.
That might be the fastest I've seen Weston move towards the puck. Him just diving after that one.
Knights will change it up. Richter in there, Chikaine, Prather. Becker and Olery. Battle for the puck down in the corner. Prather and Becker in there. Pops behind the neck. Now Olery will grab it. Far corner, Chikaine's there. He'll put his body in the way, try to block one of the Saints players. Kicks it over. Now this will be Prather up the right-hand side. Down into the Saints zone, and that'll be an icing. Face-off will come back to the Knight zone. 11:27 remaining the first, no score. Goins and Morrison on the defense. Wiebe, Smith, and Larson. Larson will check in at center, take it over with Payne. Comes right to Smith. Poked away by McIntyre. Dump back down deeper into the Knight zone. This will be Goins sending it up the boards. Grabbed by Larson. Now he'll go send it off the far side to Morrison. Morrison to Wiebe. She'll backhand it, gets it ahead. That'll be grabbed by Larson. Big train wreck over there against the far boards. Larson will dig it out. Kicked out in the neutral zone. This will be grabbed by Goins. He'll send it over D to D to Morrison. Morrison pokes it ahead to Wiebe. Now loose puck at the red line. Now it comes into the Knight zone. This will be grabbed and controlled by Goins. Wiebe will bounce it off the wall. Larson will send it into the Saints zone. This will come back behind Tang. Grabbed by the Saints. Back checked by Smith. Loses the puck. Now it's grabbed by Larson. Pops up high to Goins. Now stolen by the Saints. Far right-hand side. Defense come flying back. Russo with a save.
That was truly a fundamental save by Weston there. Keeping his distance, keeping his depth, just staying square to that puck and letting it get right into his chest. It was phenomenal.
Neal Busher and Fortner back in. Olery and Praisel. And Neal missing his mouthpiece and gets pulled out of the game. He's got to go to the locker room to grab that. Larson will step in. Actually, Larson will come back out. In comes Richter. Up and Goins is following Neal, so apparently he's missing his mouthpiece too.
Come on, they're hockey players. They don't need teeth anyway.
Oh, and there goes Larson. All right, how many others on the bench are going to follow this train towards the locker room?
Got 2 from the Saints.
And there go a couple players from the Saints.
They're going to send him off
And they
too.
just sent the center off for the Saints. That's JJ. Out goes JJ. He's missing his mouthpiece. Let's see how many. Maybe we'll just call a timeout and let all the players go to the locker room. Make sure. Oh,
Oh, no.
JJ just got a misconduct.
Think he said something, or is that for a mouthpiece?
And there goes Diaz. He's off to the locker room. I wonder if JJ said something to the refs because it looked like he was just coming off for the mouthpiece. Maybe everybody else has it, or hey, here's an idea: keep your mouth shut and nobody will know. There goes another one of the Saints players in the locker room. Well, man, nobody was wearing mouthpiece. There goes Bo Smith. He's heading to the locker room. Shot taken from the point. Bounces off Richter's skates. Saints control it. They'll come D to D over to Payne. Tip down low. Backhander to Jones. Centered up front, nobody home. Off to the far side, Bush will stab at it. Can't get it cleared now to come to Fortner. Fortner will get it to Prazel. Prazel will skate in. Takes a shot. Shoots and scores! Kansas City goal! Number 68, Hayden Prazel. From number 48, Matthew Fortner.
Looked like him just going to the side there, made the goalie move, spread out, and that puck just went right around his blocker.
Some people, I guess, don't have. There goes another Saints player to the locker room. Boy, they're clearing the benches.
Looks like the benches are empty, but not because of a fight.
Right.
Everyone's in the locker room right now.
Concession stand's going to get busy for those that didn't bring a mouthpiece. Face-off won by the Saints. Ullery's in there, pokes at it, puts a little body on. Saints control it. Now pressured by Richter. Comes to the stick of Ullery. Around the backside of Russo. He'll skate up the left-hand side, pushes ahead to Busher. Off his stick, loses the puck. Saints will grab it, turn the other way, into the night zone. Backhanded saucer over to the far side. Grabbed by Prazel, chipped ahead. Fortner will slap at it. Saints will get to it with speed and around the backside of Tank. Fortner will take him right into the corner. Nice body check, gets the steal. Now Fortner will lose it to a body check, but comes right back at him. Continues to work that back check and working at the puck. Now it's finally cleared out. It'll come to Becker in the neutral zone. Dumped in right at Tang. Tang will cover it up. They'll blow it dead. Face-off will be in the Saint zone. 8:55 remaining the first. Knights leading 1-0. Larson, Chikini, and Prather will come in on the forward line. Goins and Becker on the defense. Cleared, pops out into the neutral zone. Onto the stick of Goins. He'll dump it down, let the forwards go chase after it. Prather will give chase over to the far corner. Comes up with the puck. Now he'll lose it. Saints will grab it. Can't get it cleared. Nice job by Prather with the back check. Comes up with a steal, skates in, takes a shot, deflected off of Jones's stick. Comes right to Chikini Larson into the near corner. Down goes Larson. Prather was battling up in front of Tang. Puck pops out to Wilson in the neutral zone. Wilson will take a shot right over the glove of Russo, over the net, bounces off the glass. Oh, and a big check over here to far side by Goins and Chikini, sandwiching one of the Saints players. Now up front, right through the legs of everybody, comes right to the stick of Prather. Prather up the left-hand side, nice back check by the Saints. They'll swipe at that one, loses the puck, now bounces off Chikini, comes all the way back into the night zone. Becker will send it back into neutral. Another body check by Goins. Chikini comes away with the puck. Sends it out into the neutral zone. Now the Saints will grab it. They'll come D to D near side to Payne. Down into the Knight zone. Goins is over there. Here comes Larson. Here comes Chikini. Goins and Payne are going at, or Wilson are going at it in there. And Goins is going to get a penalty here if he doesn't watch it. And there's the arm in the air. And they'll blow it dead right in front of Russo. And we're going to get holding on Goins. Oh no, Goins goes to the bench. They're going to call it on the Saints. And he's not happy.
Looks like he and Colton just got tangled up there, and refs just saw him holding, called that one.
So
that
Knights will,
either way.
Knights will go to the power play at 7:18 remaining in the first. And oh, there's a game misconduct as he threw something out on the ice. Oh, that's a mouth guard. Prazel will go pick it up. That came from the bench. So in goes another. They'll serve the 2 minute. I don't know who threw it, but.
Threw it from the bench?
Either the bench or in the penalty box. When it was from the penalty box. So as Wilson threw his mouthpiece out to make a little point to the refs. And oh, now Busher's going to get a misconduct. Refs are making a statement right here at the beginning of this game. They're not going to tolerate anything. They want the mouthpieces in. Off go a couple more Knights players to the locker room. I do remember seeing in the rules, mouthpieces are required. Now we're in game 3, and it's the first time it's really been brought up, so maybe game 1 should have been where they make the statement, but different set of refs. They're looking for it.
No, Prazel's kind of puffing up his cheeks a little bit. I think I don't know if he has a mouthpiece in. Kind of looks a little guilty there.
Who is that, Prazel?
Yeah.
So Busher's in there for the Knights. Couple 2 minutes up on the board for the Saints. One was a misconduct, I know that. I saw the hands to the hips by the ref. Becker's going to head to the locker room. Boy, I'm not sure many Knights players actually had mouthpieces over there. The little train head.
This is why we need Zwillenberg back. He has his bag full of mouthpieces, full of all this other gear.
Goins will send it over to Prazel on the faceoff win. Back into the corner of the Knights. Or to Neal. He'll send one, try to get it back up to Goins. That goes all the way into the Knight zone. Touched up by Russo. Grabbed by Goins behind the net. Touched by Neal. Neal will get ahead. Oh, try to get it to Larson. Down into the corner goes. Larson will look over his shoulder. Chase after the puck back behind the net. Sent up the boards. Held in by Prazel. Comes D to D. Nice pass over to Goins. Skates in. Gets an angle. Blocked by Mitchell. Sauce back up in the air by Goins. And stolen by the Saints. Right off the stick of Prazel. Comes in, takes a shot, shoots, and scores. Shorthanded goal for the Saints. 6:31 remaining in the first, 1-1. See if we can settle down now that all the mouthpieces, I think, are in. Somebody had a bag of them over there. Richter, Prather, and Chikini come in on the forwards. Olery and Moe on the defense. Mitchell will sling it down into the Knight zone. Now it deflects back off the stick of Chikini. Poked at by Wilson. That's how he got that steal. Saints can't get it cleared. Shot goes wide left of the net. Comes over near side towards Olery. Now sent back down low. Olery once again in the corner. Will skate back behind the net of Russo. Up the left-hand side, looking for the cross-ice pass off of Prather's skate. Now into the St. zone. Richter will chase right back after it. He'll grab it, backhands it to Chiny right up front. Tang can't get the save. Chikini with the goal.
Just like I said in previous games, I mean, the first 30 seconds after a goal is the most important time. Having to be able to answer quick like that shows that we are here on a mission.
Number 92, Lincoln Chikini. From number 32, Frederick Richter. And with 5:51 remaining in the first, Knights regain the lead 2-1. Not sure what the holdup is here. Larson, Wiebe, and Smith come in on the forwards. That was a power play goal. They're just looking up at the clock. So we're back to a full-strength goal. Larson, Smith, Wiebe. Olery and Moe. Face-off comes to Olery. Chips it up towards the right-hand side, trying to get it to Smith. Stolen by the Saints. Now Wiebe will come in. She'll poke at it. Gets the steal, gets it over towards Morrison. He'll slam it off the glass. Saints send one towards Russo. Goes right wide of the net. Over near side towards Smith. Leaves the puck for Olery. He'll backhand it out in the neutral zone. Grabbed by the Saints. They'll grab it, turn it right back into the Knight zone. Now it's grabbed by Morrison. Off the boards towards Larson. Now it pops up to Larson on the right-hand side. Goes to the center, gets it over to Wiebe. Wiebe up the left-hand side, tries to backhand it back to Larson, kicked out in the neutral zone by the Saints. Moe will backhand it back into the Saints zone. Payne will grab this one for the Saints. Smith with a forecheck, gets the steal, sends it up the boards past Wilson. Back behind the net. Up the right-hand side, Larson's there, gets the steal. Leaves it for Moe. Moe will dump it into the corner. Goes back behind Tang. Payne will grab this one. Off of Smith. Keeps it in the zone off that forecheck. Comes to the stick of Larson. Leaves it for Olery. Olery over to Moe. Moe will take a shot. Wide of the net. Chipped around the boards. Olery will step up. Can't grab that one. Saints will come back the other direction. Right to the feet of Larson. Larson will come away with the puck. He'll skate with it up the right-hand side. Line change. Smith still in there, but in comes Chikini. Touched by Prazel. Chikini missed on that one. Forecheck by the Saints, and they'll get the steal down in the corner. Nice hit by Chikini. Loose puck. Grabbed by Prazel. Can't get cleared out of the neutral zone. Now to the stick of Becker. He'll get it right up to Chikini. At the red line, skates it in up the left-hand side. Backhands it towards Tang, right into Tang's glove. They'll blow a dead face-off in the Saint zone. 3:46 remaining in the first. Knights leading 2-1. Neal and Diaz check in. Chikini stays out there along with Becker and Prazel on the defense. Face-off one ahead by Neal, but grabbed by Mitchell for the Saints. Diaz comes away with the steal, sends it back around behind the net, over to Chikini. He'll backhand it, gets it down low to Neal. Got Diaz right up front. Can't get a pass off to him, skates around the back of the net, peels back for time and space in the corner. Now backhands it up high, trying to get it to Becker, stolen by the Saints, and they'll take it into the Knight zone, down into the corner, and we're going to get icing. All right, Richter, Fortner, and Neal are in there. Neal will come to center. Ties it up the dot, kicks it into the corner. Mitchell will try to clear it, gets it up the left-hand side. Fortner with a back check. Saints will dump it back behind the net. Prazel there, backhands it. Oh, loses the puck, left behind the net. Now he'll go back and battle for it. Comes away with it, sends it around the boards. Touched by Richter, gets it to Neal. Now stolen by the Saints. They'll dump it back into the Knight zone. This will be Becker back behind Russo. Kicks it up the right-hand side. That's going to be icy. Neal's going to race for it, but I don't think he's going to get there. Nope. Icing's the call. Face-off will come back to the Knight zone. 3:02 remaining in the first. 2-1 Knights. Morrison and Goins in there on the defense. Larson, Wiebe, and Smith on the forward line. Face-off win by the Saints. Around Wiebe, to the front, into the house. Now poked away and stolen by Larson. Larson will bring it up the right-hand side. Back check by Wilson of the Saints. Offsides, delayed offsides. Now they're on. Larson will dump it back in. Battle for it up against the wall with Wilson. In comes Smith. He'll kick at it down in the corner. Takes a body check down there in the corner. Loose puck comes back to behind Tang. Nice body check there by Wiebe as she holds it in. Larson will come down to battle. Pops up to Smith right in front. Tang with the save. Loose puck. Shot goes wide left from Larson. Wiebe will battle in the corner. Loose puck up the right-hand side. Grabbed by the Saints. Moe with a body check. Slows that up. Loses the puck. Now it comes to Larson. Larson will kick it back to Goins. Goins will send it up the ice. This should be another icing. Nope, they're going to wave this one off. Grabbed by Payne, forechecked by Smith. Wiebe's over there. Loose puck comes back behind the net of Tang. Now the Saints will clear it. Right to the stick of Goins in the neutral zone. Almost has his pocket pick. Now it comes around Payne. Goins pulls back to the middle. Down low behind the net. Tries to center. It goes off the net. Loose puck. Here comes Smith once again. Now he'll go off into the corner. Battling for it. Comes away with it. Gets it to Wiebe. Now cleared high up into the air out in the neutral zone. This will be Goins. He'll look over his shoulder, grabs the puck in the Knight zone. Now he'll send it far side D to D, bounces it off the wall to Morrison. Morrison, a lot of time and space looking, kicks it off the boards right to the stick of Neal. Can't get it around Mitchell. They played together a couple years ago on the AA travel team. Now it's dumped down into the corner. Fortner will chase after it. He was on that same team, I believe. Some of these Saints and Knights players have played together at the earlier ages. Fortner battling for it. Now popped high up in the air right over the head of Goins. Comes right to Whitehead. Neal with the back check. Now quick shot right into the glove of Russo.
I'm surprised they didn't try and windmill that.
The old windmill after it's already in the glove. I caught it, and then a big windmill afterwards.
Yep, windmill Weston over there. Every time he catches it, he just tries to windmill it, make it look better.
Richter, Prather, Chikini come in. This is Prazel and Ullery on the defense. Richter steps into center. Prather's that winger. Can't win it forward. Prather should have come right through the center of the circle if he could. Now to come back behind the net, this will be Ullery. Being pressured, kicks it up to Chikini. Now it comes out to neutral ice. This will be grabbed by Fast Freddy. Popped up in the air over to Prather. He'll peel back in the corner. Takes a big check from Mitchell. Puck back behind the net. Now it squirts over far right side. Saints will grab this one. They got a 3-on-2 coming the other way. Prazel's defending. Nice quick back check by Prather. Oh, big check by Prather. And the Saints player stays down. That's the end of the period. Prather with a nice back check, hard check up into the boards. Saints players up. Not sure what all that action was on the backside of that.
I gotta say, that was a hard-fought first period. Both sides going at it, controlling the puck very well. It actually looked like organized hockey.
A lot of hard checks in that one. After 13 minutes back on the clock. Intermission number 1. Knights leading 2-1. Saints goal once again coming over off of a Knights turnover in their own zone. Or I guess right at the neutral line, and they went one-on-one with Russo. There's our bench cam brought to you by Russo, the elder. Not walking with a cane yet. Not sure what's going on over here. The refs are talking up to the scorer's table. Guess they're seeing if, I think they're seeing if JJ can come out from his misconduct. Now they want to see the paper, I guess, looking for that time. So he would have had to serve the 2 minutes and then 10 on the backside. So both of you?
So you got a prediction on what the call is?
Well, I think they're checking to see if JJ's eligible to come out from his 10-2 misconduct. But there's only 13-minute periods. You got to serve the 2 before the 10, and I don't think it happened in the first minute of the game. So I don't think he's eligible to come out, but should be eligible within the next minute or 2 or the first stoppage thereafter. So I think that's what they're checking on, is when the time was written down for JJ's misconduct penalty.
You think that wouldn't take very long, though?
Well, you wouldn't think so unless they didn't write it down correctly. I'm not sure what Larson's input's going to be over there. But he feels he has plenty of conversation for the refs.
Looks like there's 2 Saints coaches over there as well to help talk it out. Or argue, whichever one they want to do.
And JJ's out. So I guess they came to the conclusion it did happen the first minute. He's out of jail.
But there's one more in the send bin.
And that was the one, I believe, that threw the mouthpiece out onto the ice and got his misconduct. He's in there for a little bit. That was a little later into the game, so. All right, after all that confusion, we're set to start the second. This is Larson, Wiebe, should be Smith over there. Can't see the number. Goins and Praisel on the defense. Knights leading 2-1, 13 minutes on the clock. JJ for the Saints will step into center now that he's out of jail.
There's more confusion out there.
That's Busher. He had a misconduct too, so. About the time that the Saints player did, so they should come out pretty close to the same amount of time. He'll be well rested. Face-off one ahead. This is Smith. He'll chase after it, dumps it down deep, back behind Tang. Continues to chase. Next, over into the corner, off to Larson. Larson will skate in. Wiebe up front. Can't get it to her. She was tied up with one of the Saints players right in front of Tang. Now it's cleared out in the neutral zone. Touched by Goins. Comes to Praisel. Praisel will push it ahead. That's going to be an icing. And they're going to wave that off. I have no idea why. Now stolen by Larson. Tries to get it up to Prazel. JJ and Prazel will race after it. JJ will get there first, but the puck stops. Larson will skate back and grab this one. Back behind Russo. Off the board, trying to get it to Smith. Now it'll come to Wiebe. Wiebe takes a body check into the wall. Loose puck right at the red line. Now comes right to the skates of Bo. He'll take a shot. Grabbed by Russo. Covered up. Blown dead. Face off in the Knight zone. Just underway in the second. 12:05 remaining. Knights leading 2-1. New line in for the Knights here. Let's see. That's Olery and Becker along with Diaz, Fortner, and Neal. Grabbed by the Saints, pressured by Olery, blocked by Neal, goes into a big crowd right up front. Mitchell will swipe at it. Saints come away with it. Oh, big check by Neal. Down goes one of the Saints players. Loose puck, he stays on the ice. His stick flew all the way over by Russo. Puck behind the net. Olery around, that'll go to Diaz. Diaz will try to get it to Fortner. Fortner will skate over. Grabs it on the left-hand side. Big check by Mitchell. Turnover, Saints come the other way with it. Dump it down into the Knight zone. Olery will look over his shoulder. JJ with a big check up against the wall. Comes right to Russo. He'll cover it up. Blown dead. Face off in the Knight zone. Trent talked about that physicality that was in the first, and it's carried right over into the second, if not even getting more intense.
Looks like everyone's getting way chippier. We're going to see a broken door again.
Let's not. Although if they call it, we are up 2-1 this time, so it's not a tie.
I don't think they'd call it only in the second period, though.
There's a lot of time left in the third. Face-off controlled by Goins. Chips it ahead. He'll race after it. Grabs it up the right-hand side. Comes in, takes a shot. Tang with a save. Oh, and then he slashes Goins, and now down goes Goins, and that's going to be a penalty for tripping.
And the Saints' parents complaining about something. I don't even think they know what they're talking about.
That's going to be a slash on Tang. That's the goaltender. Oh, no, they're sending number 6 to the box. 61, that's Davis. He'll have to serve the penalty as the goaltender Tang got the penalty. So Larson, Neal, Smith on this power play. Prazel and Goins. Larson into center. Neal goes left. Smith goes right. Over to Smith. Kicks it up to Goins. Tries to go D to D to Prazel. Goes through his skates out in the neutral zone. Knights will have to get back on side. Now Prazel will look. He'll send it over into the near corner. Neal will race after it. Sends it up the boards towards Larson. Larson brings it up high to Prazel. Pass should have went D to D to Goins. He takes a shot. It's deflected. Goes over to the far side. Smith will grab at it. Poked at by Smith. Saints send one off the ref. Comes right to the stick of Smith. Loose puck comes out high to Goins. Goins will hold it. Sends it down low. Comes right towards Tang. Popped up in the air off a Saints stick. Right into the glove of Tang. .117 remaining on the Knights power play. Face-off will be in the Saints zone.
You got to appreciate the pressure the Knights have been applying here. These entire power play, they've been having the puck deep in the zone the whole time. Pressure's on this goalie and on this Saints defense.
Neal takes over center, gets it to Fortner. Fortner up high to Goins. Goins will wheel around their D. Takes a shot. Over high blocker of Tang. Larson will skate over. He'll hold it in. Larson has moved up to the D, so we got 4 forwards out here on this power play. Mitchell will clear it back out to neutral. That'll come to Fortner. Fortner will dump it. He bounces one off the ref. The ref's taking some pucks in the leg there. Fortner chases after it, takes a shot. Tang with a save. Loose up front. Comes right to Goins. He'll take a shot. Too much stuff in the middle. Now it comes to Larson. He'll take one. That's a save by Tang. Now a stick's caught up into the netting. Larson can't pull it out. Twists his stick. Goes over to Smith. Right over to Neal. He'll take a shot. Jason scores! Kansas City goal! Number 71, Chase Neal. Trying to remember who got that puck over to him.
Looked like after all that big old mess, Bo found the puck, chipped it out to Chase, and just put it right in the back of the net. What a shot.
Great shot from the right wing, right over the top of the circle. 9:33 remaining in the second. Power play goal for the Knights. They lead 3-1. In comes Prather, Richter, and Chikini on the forward line. Goins and Olery on the defense. Saints win the faceoff. Prather with a body check. Another body check. Now they come after Olery. Olery fell down, and I think that was Mitchell. Nope, they're not Mitchell. He came flying over the top of Olery. Quick shot, saved by Russo. Way to be ready for that one, as it was loose right up front. Now back down low. Goins with the big body. Loose puck, grabbed by the Saints, deflected up front. Now kicked out right to the stick of Chikini. He takes a check, loose puck right in the neutral zone. Now they'll slap it back behind the net. Olery will look over his shoulder, got a lot of time and space, picks up the puck near corner. Sends it out to the middle of the ice. Richter and Chikini ran into each other. Now it's kicked back in the Knight zone. This will be Olery, delayed offsides. Now the hand goes down. Olery with time to skate. Sends it over near side towards Prather. Prather will continue to battle down in the corner. Comes up to Richter. He takes a shot, goes off the side of the net. Richter sends it around the back of the net. Now loose down below. Richter falls down, tries to get back up, grab the puck. Here it pops up high. That'll come to Busher. He's in. Loose in front of the net. Now the Saints will grab it. Chikini will swipe at it. Back check by Prather. Richter goes over the wall. Saints send it down into the Knight zone, wide of the net. Comes over near side. This will be Prather grabbing this one. Tries to pull it back to the middle. That's swiped by JJ. Now we're going to get a penalty on somebody. And Prazel. And JJ. I think they called them both on that one. I saw roughing pointed at JJ. It will skate 5-on-5. I thought I saw technical for Prazel. So they'll both get 2 minutes to cool down in the penalty box. 5-on-5 skate. Wiebe, Larson, and Smith come in. Goins and Becker on the defense. Face off in the Knight zone. Larson will win it. Chopped up in the air. Grabbed by Mitchell. Mitchell will take a shot. Deflected by Smith. Out in the neutral zone. Now delayed offsides. Cleared. Grabbed by Goins. Up ahead to Smith. Stolen by the Saints. Right through the middle. Sends it over that back door that Trent has talked about numerous times. Saints couldn't get a handle on it. Now Becker will clear it around the boards. Mitchell will skate over. Holds it in at the blue line. Grabbed by Jones, sends it up front, loose right in front of Goins. He'll backhand it over far side. Mitchell will grab this one. Sends one way wide of the net. Comes over the near side. That'll be McIntyre. Goes D to D to Mitchell. Mitchell will take a shot over the glove of Russo. Off the back of the glass. Loose right up front. Poked at by the Knights. Now Wiebe will come away with it. Can't get it cleared. Wilson will grab it for the Saints. Poked away by Smith. Now Larson can't get it cleared. Now he'll tap at it. He'll chase after the puck. On the right-hand side, McIntyre in. Tang with the save. Wiebe backhands it over to Larson. Now Larson will lose it. Stolen by Valentine. Tries to pull back. Nice job by Goins as he pokes at it. Comes out to Wiebe. Back into the Knight zone. Larson will chase after it. McIntyre touches it. Larson and McIntyre go down. Smith comes away with it. Shot saved by Tang. Now cleared. That'll be an icing. And we'll slow this pace down. Face-off will come back to the Saint zone with 6:02 remain the second. Knights leading 3-1.
Looked like Charlie and Wilson got tangled up behind that net back there.
They did, and they were doing a little pushing at each other too, but the refs didn't call anything, let them untie themselves, I guess.
Play goes on.
Play on. In comes Richter, Prather, and Chikini. Saints have got 6 out on the ice. They'll send one back to the bench. Morrison and Olery on the defense. Whoa, Saints took a shot at their own goaltender. Tang was ready for that, breaks that one up. Chikini battling, now it pops up high. Morrison can't get to it, through his legs. Olery will send it back towards the blue line. Now Prather battles for it, up against the glass. Big check, him and Whitehead. Down into the corner, grabbed by Morrison. Off the glass, past Chikini, out into the neutral zone. Battle for the puck at neutral ice. That pops into the Knights bench. They'll blow it dead. Face-off will come back to neutral with 5:32 remaining in the second. Knights will bring in Busher, Neal, and Fortner. Goins and Becker. Offsetting penalties are over. Round near side. Busher will come over trying to hold that one in. Gets the steal. Down into the corner. Skates in up his left. Takes a shot. Payne with the save. Tang with the save. Neal will come over. He'll pop it over to Becker. Off of the stick. Here come the Saints the other way. Quick shot. Russo with a save. Chopped down by the Saints. Back behind the net. Comes over near corner. That'll be to Busher. Busher's got Neal up ahead. Tries to get it to Neal. Here's Neal up the left-hand side. Pulls back towards the middle. Payne breaks that one up. Now popped up high over that. Hand to Goins into the neutral zone. He'll backhand it back into the Saint zone. Delayed offsides. Delayed offsides. Fortner will touch it, and now they're going to call offsides. Face-off will come all the way back into the Knight zone on this one.
That's why you got to listen to the refs. When they yell off, you got to get back on sides.
Larson, Smith, and Wiebe. Goins and Becker on the defense for this face-off in the Knight zone right in front of Russo, near side. Tied up at the dot. Now it comes over near side to the wall. They'll backhand it down low. Goins will get to it, far corner. Body check by the Saints. Now Goins will send it up the wall, trying to get it to Smith. Smith will try to push it ahead to Larson. Comes off the stick of Wiebe. Wiebe goes to Larson. No arm in the air for that trip as Larson went down. Larson will come back over, grabs it. Has his pass deflected, comes over near side. Wiebe will chase after it. McIntyre will get there first. Out into the neutral zone it comes. Saints will bring it in. Shot goes way wide left. Mitchell will hold it in far left-hand side. Poked at by Smith. Now it's sent wide of the net. Becker will send it up the boards. Another save by Russo. Now off the skate of Wiebe. Wiebe will grab it up the left-hand side, out into the neutral zone. McIntyre will send it back the other way. Valentine will come after it. Saints hold it in right at the blue line. Loose. Now Smith will clear it, and we're going to get a penalty on the Knights. Slashing. And that'll be Bo Smith heading to the penalty box. Saints will go to the power play.
Bo does not seem happy about that call one bit.
He might have slammed the door over there in the sin bin. Olery and Praise will come in on the defense. Neal and Richter on the forward line here on this short-handed line for the Knights. Neal will win it. Richter will try to clear it. Now Neal will pop it out in the neutral zone. Richter will go grab it up the right-hand side, dumps it into the Saint zone. Comes over to the round the boards near side. Neal will come over. He goes for the big body check. Saints Jones put on the brakes and Neal slammed into the wall. He'll chase back after it. Now he'll pin it up against the boards. 3-on-1, pops out. Now it'll come right to the stick of the Saints. Cleared to JJ up the middle. Around Olery. And another penalty on the Knights. And we're going to get hooking. And that'll be Olery off to the sin bin. And now the Saints have a 5-on-3.
So I guess when he was coming around that goal, I guess Olery just had his stick just lodged in there, and ref saw it. Unlucky.
So Larson's, Goins, and Prazel will be on this 5-on-3 for the next minute 22. Face-off won by the Saints. They'll come D to D. Brings it up high to Mitchell. Back D to D to McIntyre. Blocked by Larson. He'll just grab it on his stick. Now he'll dump it towards Tang. Tang will get the save. Kicks it off to Mitchell. Mitchell from behind the net. Brings it near side, off the stick of Valentine. Valentine will bring it into the Knight zone, poked away by Prazel. Prazel with a body check up against the wall. Loose puck goes back behind the net. Saints will center it up front. Takes a shot. Russo with a save. Oh, no, they called a goal. I thought he had it in his glove, and it trickled right through his arm, I guess, and back into the back of the net. That's a power play goal for the Saints. 2:19 remaining in the second. Knights leading 3-2.
I'll tell you what, those shots are always rough. Having them close to your body, right in the armpits, I mean, it's hard to just close that arm quick enough to where it just doesn't
Yeah,
launch
that was
through.
5 feet in front of Russo on that one. And
yeah.
In power play now for the next minute 23. Face off to Mitchell, bounces one off Larson's skates, but goes right to a Saints player. Now Goins will grab it. He'll try to clear it. McIntyre will hold it in. Right at the feet of Smith. He'll backhand one. That's going to go right to Tang. Goins with the forecheck, and now Tang's got to jump on top of it. A nice hustle by Goins. He wasn't going to let Mitchell just grab that one off the stick of Tang, and nice hustle by Goins, and Tang's got to jump on top of it, so the faceoff will be in the Saints zone. 1:57 remaining in the period. Knights leading 3-2. Saints are on the power play for another minute and 1 second.
Once again on that play, though, you can see how the Knights do not give up until that whistle is called. It is a great thing for a team to have, for every single one of the players to have that quality to just never give up.
Absolutely great point, and they have done that this whole tournament. Not sure what the refs are talking about. Tang was talking to one of the refs. Now they come over and they're talking at the blue line. I didn't see where there was anything going on there. Refs are going to talk to Kempkes over there. Now they'll skate over and talk to the Saints coach. And now everything's good, I guess. Face off in the Saint zone. Saints are on the power play. Poked at by Larson. Now comes over to the near corner. Grabbed by the Saints. They'll look for the cross-ice pass off one of the Saints' sticks. Goes to Goins in the night zone. He'll send it back to neutral. Saints will send it back into the night zone, back behind the net. This will be Prazel. Forecheck by the Saints. Loose puck comes right to the stick of Bo Smith. Bo right up through the middle, pushing it ahead. Continues to stay battling for the puck, still controlling it. Tries to get it to Larson, does get it to Larson. Back behind Tang. Skates over near corner. Got a little room, will skate in, takes a shot, blocked up front by the Saints. Now cleared up the right-hand side. Dumped into the night zone right at the skate of Prazel. He'll send it right back to neutral. Saints will grab it, backhand, comes right to Larson. Larson continues to battle, pokes at it, comes to the front, backhand just over the right corner of the goal. Olery's penalty's over. Knights will get Neal in here. Now that pass, that should be an icing. And they're not going to call icing. Oh, there they go. I didn't see a hand up in the air, but icing's the call. Face-off will be in the Saint zone. 45 seconds remaining in the period with the Knights leading 3-2. Fortner, Neal, and Busher come in on the forward line. Olery and Morrison are on the defense. Neal to center. Fortner to the right, Busher to the left. Face-off comes to Fortner. Poked away. Saints will poke at it. Now they'll race for it up the right-hand side. Olery comes over, blocks that pass. Nice job. Morrison puts a big body in there. Comes up high to Mitchell. Mitchell will take a shot. Past the net. Comes over near side. McIntyre will get it. Behind the net. Olery with the body check. McIntyre, shot by the Saints. Off of Neal. Mitchell will send one back behind Russo. Morrison will come over to the near corner. 8 seconds remaining in the period. Trickles out, back behind Russo. That's JJ with it. Far corner, sends it off the boards up to Mitchell. Shot, and that's the end of the period. So after 2, it's the Knights 3, the Saints 2. In comes Russo. Sticks
Another
the camera
close
up
period
high.
there,
Yes.
score-wise and ferocity-wise. I mean, do you think the score's going to change much in the third period, or do you think it's going to stay same neck and neck the entire way through?
I think it's going to be close. Maybe each team gets one more goal. The physicality of this one so far has caused the puck handling and the passing to be very difficult. Body checks just coming up every direction every time somebody's got the puck on their hand. A lot of back checking, forward checking.
A lot of checks.
A lot of checks.
A lot of checks. Both goalies have been standing on their heads this game. It's been insane to see how well they've been playing.
I think the difference is going to come down to a turnover. Somebody's going to turn it over, and the other team's going to skate in one-on-one with the goaltender. Turnovers have been a big difference. Hopefully it's not us and it's them. We can get a nice forecheck, get a turnover, and let's see if we can go one-on-one with Tang and get a little separation of this. I don't like one-goal games. We head to the third. Wiebe, Larson, and Smith on the forward line. Goins and Becker on the defense. Face-off will be grabbed by JJ. He'll send it over to Mitchell. Pass tipped by Smith. Comes down into the night zone. Saints will get to it first. Now to Becker. He'll try to clear it. That comes right to the stick of McIntyre. Now Becker will send it up the boards, trying to get it to Larson. Now it'll come to Larson. He'll lose it. JJ back over to Mitchell. Mitchell will skate it in left-hand side. Takes a shot, goes wide right. Grabbed by Becker from behind the net. Chips it off the board. Saints hold it in. Send one. Whoa. 5 feet over Russo, and he's actually pretty tall. Out into the neutral zone. Grabbed by Larson. Dumped into the Saint zone near corner. Larson will chase. Smith will chase. Knights will get there first. Or Saints will get there first. Now Wiebe will hold it in far corner. She'll get pinned up against the boards by McIntyre. Larson's in there, and so is Smith, digging at the puck. Trickles out, comes to Larson, sends it up high to Becker. Becker will take a shot. Blocker saved by Tang, goes up into that roof netting. Blown dead. Face-off will be in the Saint zone. 11:55 remaining in the game, with the Knights leading 3-2. In will come Richter, Diaz, and Prather. Prazel and Olery on the defense. Loose right up front. Richter with a shot right into the glove of Tang. They'll blow it dead. We'll do it again in the Saint zone.
As I said earlier, those stops are so easy. I mean, you can just watch that go right into your glove, right into your chesty, and always just little muffins right in there.
Saints with the face-off win, comes up the left-hand side. Now we're going to get an offsides. Face-off will come out to neutral. Fortner, Neal, and Busher will check in on this forward line. Prazel and Olery on the defense. Face-off won by the Saints. Now backhanded over far side. Busher will chase after it. Saints get to it first up the right-hand side. Tries to center it off the skate of Fortner. Now Neal will get the steal. He'll try to bounce it off the wall. Blocked by the Saints. Now they'll turn the other way. Here's Wilson into the Knight zone. Prazel will send him wide right. Loses the puck. Skates in. Blocked by Prazel. Centered up front. Kicked by Neal, but can't get control of the puck. Now he puts a big body check. Saints go down. Puck comes out. Busher will chase after it. Fortner stays onside. Busher comes in. Takes a shot. Shoots. Tang with the save.
Tang does a great job here staying square to the puck, watching that come in right to the center of his chest and just gobbling that up.
Smothered that. That'll go to a face-off in the Saint zone. JJ will check in. Here comes Larson, Chikini, and Smith on this line. Goins and Morrison on the defense. Down in the corner. Grabbed by Larson. Sent up the boards toward Chikini. Now pops up high to Morrison. He'll dump it back down deep. Deflected and grabbed by the Saints. Scatabo over there battling for the puck. Goes down into the corner to Mitchell. He'll backhand it trying to clear it. Now popped up. That'll go around Goins. Goins will chase back. Valentine will backhand it down around the boards. Into the corner. Grabbed by Smith. He'll clear it, and that's going to be an icing. .10:29 remaining in the game. Knights leading 3-2. Face-off will come back into the Knight zone. Knights will switch up their forwards. Neal, Fortner, and Busher will check back in. Morrison and Goins stay in on the defense. Face-off goes down into the corner. Now Goins will battle for it. JJ comes away with it, skates in, off the side of the netting. Centered up front. JJ with another shot. Russo with a save. Now Russo will cover it up. Face off in the Knight zone. Now the Knights will switch up the D. In comes Olery and Becker. Goins and Morrison will take a break.
I must say, that was a great stop by Weston right there. Staying in RVH, staying on that post, hugging it, making no shots can get through there. Nothing was able to happen.
Saints with the face-off win. Fortner will battle for it. Now pops out to the middle to JJ. Centered up front. Shot blocked. Now comes over to the near corner. Saints putting the pressure on. Now it'll come to Busher. Busher will send it ahead to Neal up the left-hand side. Puts on the brakes. JJ with the pressure there. Now the Saints will come away with the puck, and they got a 2-on-1 the other way. Nice save by Russo. He dove for that one. Oh, big check up against the boards. Here comes Neal the other way, and now the Knights got a 2-on-1. He'll send it over far corner out in front of Busher. Busher takes a check. Neal will go to the bench. Puck tied up in the corner. Now they'll clear it. Held in by Larson as he comes off the bench. Now the Saints will clear it. That's going to be an icing. Russo with a Superman dive there to block that one.
You know, if you knew who Weston's favorite NHL goalie was, you could see why he did that. His favorite is Marc-Andre Fleury. You remember that one from the Stanley Cup Finals?
Absolutely, a legend.
Few shuffles and just dive over. Gets his chest right into that puck. What a save.
Larson with a face-off win, sends it up high to Ullery. He'll bring it over D to D, but just out in front of Becker. Now Becker will slap at it, sends it down into the corner. Cicchini tries to get it to Smith. Past Smith, but comes to by the Saints, and now look out. They're coming the other way. Past Ullery, off to the right, takes a shot. Off the post! Goaltender's best friend centered up front. Russo with another save! Cicchini with a big hit. Now they're going to get a penalty on this somewhere. That's going to be on the Knights. They're going to get an interference on Cicchini, and he's going to head to sin bin. Saints will go to the power play. 8:33 remaining in the game. Knights leading 3-2. PK1 will be out there with Larson and Smith, Prazel and Goins. 2 minutes on the clock for the interference call. Now Smith and Larson will head out. Neal and Fortner will come in, but Goins and Prazel will stay in on the defense. Tied up at the dot right underneath Neal's feet. Prazel comes over and grabs it. Backhands it, bounces off Fortner, comes right back to Prazel. Now he'll put it into the Saints zone. Grabbed by the Saints, cleared out into the neutral zone, off of a stick. So now Prazel's got to chase back because that was deflected back. There's another piece of a stick, so that stick's broken. Sends it over near side to Neal. Neal will chip it around Payne, chase after the puck. Go get it, Chase. There we go. Puts on the speed, comes over and gets it in the corner. I think he thought it was going to be an icing, forgot that they were on the penalty kill. Now up to JJ, he'll send it over right-hand side. Saints will bring it in. Takes a shot, deflected by Prazel and goes just wide of the net. Cleared by Goins. Out into the Saints zone. Tang will thought about touching it up. Now the Saints will grab it. Knights are in a line change. In comes Larson and Smith. Goins will put pressure on McIntyre. Turnover, Smith, Larson, right into the glove of Tang. Oh.
When you're going at that speed, that close to the goalie, there's not much you can do but just throw some at the net and hope and pray.
Hope and pray. That was the turnover we were looking for. Couldn't get it past Tang. Face-off will be in the Saints zone with 7:24 remaining in the game. 51 seconds remaining on the Saints power play. Larson will step in. Smith to the left. Ullery and Morrison have checked in. Face-off comes to McIntyre. He'll get it to Mitchell. Mitchell to Valentine. Valentine will sling it across the ice. Smith will come for a back check. Out in front, grabbed by Larson. Can't get it cleared. Saints hold it in. Centers it up front. Shot deflected off of Larson's stick. Down into the corner, grabbed by Valentine. Brings it up high. Shot goes wide right of the net. Comes over near side. Mitchell will come over, holds it in. Sends it back down low. Centered up front, deflected right into the gut of Russo.
Once again, Weston hugs his post, making sure there's no shot opportunities there, and just smothers up a puck.
Love having this goaltender on this other side to give that goalie perspective. Neal and Fortner check in. Moe and Ullery stay in. Face-off one comes right to McIntyre, right over the shoulder. Oh, Weston with another diving save. Shot went over the top of everybody, bounced off the glass, came right out in front, right to the stick of one of the Saints players. Weston had to dive for that one. Face off to McIntyre. Another save by Russo. Comes to the stick of Goins. Now it's cleared. Fortner goes right. Neal goes to the middle. 2-on-1. Fortner with a save. Tang! Fortner with a shot. Tang with a glove save. He tried to go top shelf into that right corner.
What a glove save by Tang, though. Having just extend your arm like that to catch that puck, that quick of a shot, too. Fortner has a deadly shot. There's some push and shoving around after that whistle, too.
There was a little bit. Knights are coming back to full strength, so Neal, Fortner, Busher, Prazel, and Goins. Face-off comes to Fortner. Tries to get it to Goins. Slides out into the neutral zone. Now a delayed offsides. Saints will get this one with no pressure. Davis down low. Backhands it in the corner, but Fortner's right there and gets the steal. Fortner and Neal down in the corner. Mitchell comes away with it. Blocked by Busher. Right to the stick of JJ. JJ up the right-hand side. Centered up front. Grabbed by the Saints. They'll bring it up the left-hand side. Shot goes out in front of the Russo. Goes off to the far side. Busher will try to get it to Neal. Tip down into the Saints zone. Neal will chase after it. And a battle up against the board. Saints come away with it. Bounces one off of one of the Saints players. Now Neal will kick it off right to the side of the net. Grabbed by Fortner. Comes around front. Loose puck up front. Comes up high. Prazel will pull back up against the left wall. He'll send one. That's blocked by the Saints, and now it's a foot race for the puck. The Saints will come away. Poked at by Goins. That dies. Down goes a stick. Down goes one of the Saints players. And the Knights touch it up, and the Knights are going to go to the sin bin once again. Prazel will get a roughing call. Face-off will come into the Knight zone. 2 minutes for roughing. 5:27 remaining in the game. Saints to the power play, with the Knights leading 3-2. Smith, Larson, Morrison, and Olery. Larson will win it to Morrison. Down into the corner, stolen by the Saints. Back behind Russo. Pressured by Morrison. Now off the stick to Olery. Olery behind the net. Kicks it out to Smith. Smith will backhand it. That'll come down into the Saints zone. Smith will chase after it. He'll race McIntyre for it. Down into the boards. McIntyre will get there, sends it around backside of the net over to Mitchell. Now Larson will pin it up against the boards. Now it pops out. Smith will now pin it up against the boards. Battling JJ for it. Larson comes in, picked out by the Saints. They'll come the other way. Up, down goes Morrison. Larson with a nice back check to slow that up. They had a 2-on-1. Now JJ will bring it in, up the middle. Poked away by Olery. Drop pass, saved by Russo. Goes off into the corner. Kicked up high. They'll come D to D near side to Mitchell. Mitchell will take a shot, blocked by Smith. Back up to JJ. Another shot blocked by Smith. Now a save by Russo. Larson will send it hard around the boards. Wilson will come over, holds it in at the blue line. Now it'll come out in the neutral zone to McIntyre, so the Saints will have to get onside. Larson to the bench. In comes Fortner. Down into the Knight zone. Olery will send one down into the Saints zone. Fortner will chase after it. He'll get to it in the corner. In comes Richter. Neal goes to defense, played a little bit in that JV2 game. Quick shot by Richter, saved by Tang. Cleared up the boards. Neal holds it in at the blue line, but can't control it. Grabbed by the Saints. They'll come up the right-hand side. Sent wide left. Glove saved by Russo.
Great save by Weston there, getting that glove out there. Just like Tang's save earlier, just getting your glove right out there to catch that puck. You know, it's always, those are always the fun saves, I gotta say. When it goes right into that webbing, might not seem like it, but those are real satisfying.
Face off by the Saints. Quick shot blocked by Fortner. Fortner will send it into the Saints zone. Fortner continues to forecheck right to Richter. He takes a shot, bounces it off of Fortner. That didn't work. Up to Neal. Neal will take a shot. Blocked up front again. Fortner will go battle into the corner. Knights are back to full strength. Pops out to Richter. Tang and Richter just pushing it back and forth to the other. Now Tang will cover it up with his blocker.
Ooh, takes his blocker off and he's holding his hand.
He might have taken a hit to that hand on that blocker. Is there a whole lot of padding on that blocker other than the hard part, obviously? Is the glove well padded?
On the other side, there's not much padding at all. If a stick hits it, you're going to be feeling that one for a long time.
And that puck was loose, so they were slapping at it, and it looks like Tang felt that one. Looks like he'll stay in. Line change for the Knights. Larson, Chikini, and Smith. Olery and Morrison.
This is a dangerous line right here. All three have wicked shots and are great at passing each other. They have great chemistry as well.
Larson will win it to Chikini. Popped up to Mo. Mo will send it back down into the corner. McIntyre battling for it, and we're going to get a penalty on the Knights. I think that was Chikini, and they're going to get him, I think, for tripping. And look at Tango diving over the wall, trying to get that sixth skater out, but now it'll be a cross check. Chikini to the sin bin. Face-off will come to the Knight zone, so 2:39 remaining in the game. Saints will go to another power play.
This is probably one of the worst times to get a penalty. In the final minutes, up by 1. You need to have offense here. You need to be attacking constantly. Get the puck out of your zone.
Quick shot by Mitchell. That's deflected, goes in the near corner. Slapped up high. Mitchell again. Russo with a gut save. Now, how do you see those as a goaltender coming? I mean, all that traffic in front. I mean, can you see it? Is it luck?
It depends on the traffic. I mean, if there's that many kids, no, you can't see a thing. It's all luck. I mean, once you stay square to the puck, though, you have the best chances. You need angle and depth.
Face-off grab by Goins. Held in by McIntyre. Larson can't get it cleared out. Neal's checked in, so we got 3 forwards and a defenseman. Well, Neal's playing defense. Over to the near side. Smith will battle for it, along with McIntyre. Pops up to Mitchell. Holds it at the blue line. Stolen by Larson. Larson left. Smith goes to the center. Blocked away there by JJ. Loose puck. Comes back to Larson on the turnover. Shoots off the post. Oh, right off that left post. Here come the Saints the other way. Cleared out into the neutral zone. Mitchell will skate it in, and that's going to be an offsides.
Looks like 40 on the Saints hurt his arm. He jumped into a defender trying to check him and skates off. Looked like he was holding his right arm. Hopefully he's okay.
He didn't want to climb over the boards.
Might have got the wind knocked out of him.
Richter and Fortner in here. Morrison and Olery cleared by the Knights. All the way down. Tang will touch it up. Richter will chase after. Here's the outlet pass from Tang. Chipped off the stick, goes to Olery. Olery will send it back. And they're going to call offsides. Whew, that was close. They keep the clock running.
That clock's still running.
Now they finally stop it. 1:31 remaining in the game. 52 seconds remaining on the power play for the Saints. Face off here at neutral ice. Saints with a face-off win. Takes a shot. Deflected off Olery's leg. Goes far right. Now, nice job by Fortner chipping it off the boards. He'll go chase after it in the corner. Takes a shot right over the top of Tang. Goes all the way out to the neutral zone. Now Olery will grab it. Loses it in the Knights zone. Now to Richter. He'll clear it out into the neutral zone. Fortner will battle up against the boards with Payne. And they take, that's going to be a penalty on Payne, as he just grabbed Fortner and slammed him to the ice. Fortner got into the head of Payne. Payne took the body slam to Fortner, but now he's going to go sit in the penalty box, and that'll neutralize the power play. So with 1:03 remaining in the game, it'll be a 4-on-4 skate for the next 24 seconds, and then the Knights will go to the power play. Face-off's going to come down into the Saint zone.
That's just a bad penalty right there. You need this goal with 1:03 left. Now you're going to make it even, and the Knights having an extra player soon.
Absolutely. And Fortner kind of laughed at him, said, "I got you." Face-off comes to Goins. Now poked away by Mitchell. Mitchell forgot the puck. Now there's, who's in there? Is that Neal battling for it? Or no, that's Smith. Saints come away with it around Larson. Neal is in there on the defensive side, so Larson will send it over to Neal. Neal will send it off the boards towards Larson. Larson will poke at it. Saints hold it in. Now it's to Neal. Neal looking, bounces it off the wall. This will come out. Oh, held in by Whitehead. In over comes Smith. Now it comes out to Larson in the neutral zone. 28 seconds remaining. Knights are on the power play. Loose puck grabbed by Larson. He'll take it back behind Russo. Sends it over near side to Neal, or far side to Neal. Neal looking. Now he'll send it over to Larson, chipped off the boards, out into the neutral zone. JJ will grab it for the Saints. Over to Mitchell. Nice poke check by Goins. He'll send one right towards the open net and shoots and scores! Kansas City goal! Number 2, Colton Goins. On the empty net, unassisted, 3.7 seconds remaining in the game. That's a power play goal. Knights are up 4-2.
Those might be the easiest goals you ever get, but man, do they mean the most.
Absolutely. That's the game clincher for sure now with 3.7 seconds remaining. Richter will face it off. Comes to Diaz. Nobody will go after it. Diaz backhands in the Saint zone. That's the end of the game. Knights win it 4-2. So Knights go 2-0-1 in this tournament, so that will definitely head them to the championship game tomorrow. No clue who they'll be playing. Hey, the JV2's coming up. They can get a win. That would give them 4 points and give them a shot. Maybe it'll be a Knights versus Knights championship game tomorrow. We'll see. They'll shake hands. We're going to clean the ice, and then JV2 action will be coming up against the Ice Hawks. Stay tuned for that. I've got to head back to Kansas City, so Trent, the shot blocker Smith's going to bring you the call. Give us about 15 minutes, clean the ice. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back in 15.
Oh.
What in the world just happened? Prather and Tang got into it on the handshake.
Looked like Diaz and Tang went into it.
I think it was Prather.
Was it Prather? He's holding his arm right now. Doesn't look like he wants to move it. So Prather and Tang get into it.
So Tang come after.
ESPN update, Auburn leads Georgia 7-0. Touchdown, Jackson Arnold.
No.
Dun, 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 dun.